Me big boss man, me like America. Me got good plan. Mexico water make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me import and wear tie up tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Fight, walk, folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water make Gulf US of A. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. With this my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime. I'm Major IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Monday. JD Advanced, the future 48th President of the United States of America. We are living in the best timeline right now with all the memes, the glorious memes and the glorious meltdowns from the left. So let's make it happen. Good to see all of you here on a Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. Trump dropped some bangers today, so we're gonna go over a few of those. And yeah, man, never a dull day in the world of President Trump. Jeremy, you losing weight, bro? I mean, yeah, I have lost some. I've never been overweight, but I was eating a little too many cheeseburgers. So I stopped eating double cheeseburgers every day. And but it's more so probably the hoodie that I'm wearing, more so than you noticing I'm losing weight. It's just that the hoodie is just not as bulky as probably what I normally wear. So, but yeah, no more double cheeseburgers every day. So he skips leg day like Beardo. Never went to leg day in order to skip it in the first place. So, yeah, so, it's a sucky Alabama hoodie like the team. You know what? You're talking shit about Alabama. Now, you know what's about to happen. Yeah, I wasn't going to play it. But now you're talking shit about Alabama. So I have no choice. Now we got to pull up Dixieland Delight because you had to come talking shit. I don't make up the rules. Now we got to find Dixieland Delight. See, I didn't even have it. I didn't even have it pulled up. It's what happens, man. You talk shit and you're going to pay. They're saying fuck Auburn, by the way. Fuck Auburn. Hot Girls 3199. All right, I'm not going to make you all sit through the rest of it, but just don't talk shit about Alabama and we'll be fine, okay? That's all you got to do. Don't talk shit or we're going to keep playing that, okay? Simple as that. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about today, so I love this video. Alabama sucks. Play the video again. Oh, man, it's always fun. It's always fun. But, yeah, so President Trump today was on it. So, like right here, POTUS to the Australian ambassador. I don't like you either and probably never will.
Even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if you said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position.
I didn't know he was there. So the guy who talked bad about Trump was there. Holy shit.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead.
Dude, this man is one of one. Nobody like this dude, man. I don't like you either and probably never will. Only Trump. The ultimate Chad president. Yes, absolutely. It's just glorious, man. Right here, Australians are practically begging President Trump to come to their country and play golf. 47 is magnetic. Here we go.
To go, and
Indeed.
I'll have to give it serious consideration. No, it's a real
Did
possibility.
the Prime Minister invite you today?
He did.
And perhaps we could time it, must be said, with the President's Cup that Australia hosts as well.
When is the President's Cup?
We'll organise it at a time suitable for you, Mr. President.
Please, in the back. To go, and
Dude just commands the moment. Right here, Trump on Hamas. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
Yeah, just following up on that question, when you say we are going to eradicate Hamas, who is we? Does that include American boots on the ground?
no, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't need to because we have many countries, as you know, signed on to this deal. The way I view it, 59 countries and unanimous. There's never been, nobody ever believed it was right. Countries that 4 months ago didn't like each other and now they're all aligned together. I mean, we've had countries calling me when they saw some of the killing with Hamas, saying we'd love to go in and take care of the situation ourselves. In addition, you have Israel would go in 2 minutes if I asked him to go in. I could tell him, go in and take care of it. But right now, we haven't said that. We're going to give it a little chance, and hopefully there will be a little less violence. But right now, you know, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent. But they don't have the backing of Iran anymore. They don't have the backing of really anybody anymore. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
It's so nice to have an actual real president in office, someone that doesn't put up with any bullshit. Right here, Trump makes reporter look silly after she asked why he doesn't just end the war in Ukraine.
Would you support Senator Lindsey Graham's bill to declare Russia a terrorist state? And you have within your power, you're the most powerful man on earth. Why don't you just enable Ukraine to finish this war tomorrow?
Well, if you knew anything about what you were talking about, you'd be able. You do. I don't.
And I know.
You'd be able. You do. I don't.
And I know-
I don't think you do. Really.
They
I don't
just
think
need
you
the
do
weapons.
because it's a little more complicated than that. But it sounds easy. We're in the process of trying to make a deal. If we make a deal, that's great. If we don't make a deal, it'll be a lot of people are going to be paying a big price.
Would you support Senator Lindsey Graham?
He just tells him straight up, like exactly how it is. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I love how they try to pretend like they do know. What is this one right here? President Trump notices a hairstyle of a reporter. I love his haircut. I'm going to try that one.
A question to both of you, if you don't mind. So
I love his haircut.
He's one of
I'm gonna try that. No, I love it. Go ahead.
This man is running a comedy tour right now, man. Like, it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, man. Good Lord. What is this right here? Oh, yeah, okay, we saw that one. But here's a longer version of it. But this is the same clip we watched earlier. Did an ambassador say something bad about me? Where is he? Australian PM points to the ambassador. You said bad before I took the position, Mr. President. I don't like you either. Probably never will. So this is 47-second clip. Pretty fitting for that. Last one was 30 seconds. So let's hear this one.
Please, go ahead.
There's been concern in Australia that it's taken 9 months to get this meeting. Have you had any concerns with this administration, with the stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't know. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President,
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead. No, you went. Go ahead. Behind you, President.
Oh, man, it just doesn't get any better than this. In fact, it does get better because CNN reveals devastating news that the Schumer shutdown not only hasn't harmed President Trump's public support, his approval rating has increased because people don't want the government to get back up and running. Leave it shut down. Before we get into that, let me catch up on some super chats really quick. The gayest Marine for $1. Ira Brownridge says, that's a huge family reunion. Talking about the Alabama stuff. Alexander says, hating on OU yesterday. We don't count as SEC. I guess that ass whooping we gave you last year don't count either. See you soon. Hey, it was a rebuilding year for Alabama. Nick Saban had left. We lost a ton of players. I'm not fully confident to talk shit about Alabama yet, even though everybody seems to think Alabama has the best team in the country. And we probably do have the best resume, but what happened in the beginning of the year versus FSU, I'm still like not sure I'm ready to talk shit yet, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're going to be playing soon. Vault 95 says CobraCast making Mondays better. Game stream tonight? Probably not tonight, but soon. Problematic post says Jeremy is boring 80% of his audience with college football. I'm about to play more college football now just because you said that. No, I'm not. Anyway, Nandor says JD needs to take notes and do as Trump does when he takes over in 2029. Sula Felix says that Australian PM is an evil commie pro-Hamas POS. Tara Chris's boss expects several boxes from me with some awesome sealed retro game stuff. They should be there next week. Consider doing an unboxing stream. Dude, I am super excited. I cannot wait. So next week, just let me shoot me an email, kind of let me know exactly when to expect them, because I will go first thing and pick those up. That is awesome, Tara Crystal. Thank you so much. The gayest Marie says, blame Jay for this meme. We typically blame Jay for all memes, so makes sense. Graham Robbins says, you know what else sucks, Jeremy? Anna Paulina Luna, Sydney Sweeney, and turnarounds. Just saying. Jason J says, keep the government shut down, less money to Ukraine and the Jews in Israel. Not our flag, not our war. America first and only America first. Okay, so here we go. CNN reveals the devastating news that Schumer federal shutdown not only hasn't harmed President Trump's public support, but his approval rating has increased.
About Donald Trump shutdowns, net approval rating, we're talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point. And in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this. The first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018, 2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of this shutdown.
What about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay. What about the question of blame? Okay, you see here, you see Donald Trump's Senate approval rating was down.
Yeah, somebody just said it in the chat too, and his approval ratings never drop anyway because Trump supporters don't actually care about any of this shit. Trump supporters, generally speaking, are not libertarians. They're not single issue voters where they're just going to jump off the ship and cry because one thing doesn't line up with their worldview. Trump supporters often disagree with President Trump on certain issues here and there because that's how normal people operate. But just because Trump supporters have maybe a disagreement here or there with President Trump, it doesn't mean that they're just going to stop supporting him over one issue. It's very much not in line with anything MAGA believes.
Down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025 as net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger. Blame Trump for the shutdown, a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61%, more than 3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points. Again, it's no real wonder that Donald Trump at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
And he's doing things differently during this shutdown.
Yes, exactly right. You know, we talk about Donald Trump and you say, okay, he wants to be a consequential, influential president. Well, if the legislative process is basically freezed up, you know, on Capitol Hill, you may say, well, then he can't actually get legislation through. But that's not how Trump is governing in this term. We've spoken about this over and over and over again. He's using his pen.
So, yeah, I mean, he is the most consequential president, period. At least in our lifetime. He already is. He's not, he doesn't want to be, he already is. That's just the bottom line on that. You know who's actually getting very good at the social media game? Shockingly enough, finally, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. So check this out. So again, I'm not bringing college football into this to have a big discussion, but Nick Saban was the coach of Alabama. He's the greatest coach in the history of college football. That's not debatable. Even people that hate Alabama will admit that Nick Saban is the greatest. So this post right here says, trending, sources confirmed that Florida would likely be interested in hiring Nick Saban as their next head coach should he come out of retirement. Ron DeSantis quote tweets it and says, sources confirmed that I am interested in winning the lottery. DeSantis is getting really good at the social media game because that's exactly what this is. Like, sources confirmed that Florida would likely be interested in Nick Saban. Like, what? So I'm happy to see DeSantis is finally getting it because this is really funny because it's true. Like, sources say, I'm interested in winning the lottery. Saban's not coming out of retirement. More than likely, he's not. And if he did, I don't think he would be going to an SEC school. Saban's having too much fun on TV with Pat McAfee. So I'm pretty sure Saban is not coming out of retirement. I hope not anyway, because I'd be brokenhearted if I had Saban on another team than Alabama. That would be very, very tough to witness. So let's hope that doesn't happen. There was this clip right here I wanted to show everybody. You hate Pat McAfee? Why? Pat McAfee's great, man. The dude is like, he just knows how to get the crowd worked up. And listen, this is a motivation for all of you, okay? Motivation for all of you. If you have a dream, if you move forward, you too can accomplish great things. 1 year ago, this young, vibrant man was simply working the drive-thru at McDonald's 1 year ago. And through hard work and determination, he is now the president of the United States of America. The American dream is real.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again. Thank you. Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so
You
much
are
for
not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could do.
So from drive-through employee to the president of the United States, right there. Donald Trump living the dream, living the American dream. It's a beautiful thing. And you too can accomplish wonderful things as well. Content Prez, absolutely the Content Prez. No doubt about it. Right here, I can't. Here we go. So as you know, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I kind of want to let me give you more context to what we're going to talk about here. So give me just a second. Of course, you can go over to geeksandgamers.com and order some of our new geeksandgamers.com merch over through Ripasend if you're interested. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and gals rocking some of that merch very, very soon. It's going to be awesome. I see that Mod's dropping links in the chat. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate you. Right here. So the context to the story that we're going to talk about is with one Harry Sisson, who's one of the most pathetic losers there is. So Harry Sisson got upset because President Trump posted this meme right here during the No Kings protest. So Harry Sisson got mad because he's right here in the video, and he gets the poop dropped on him. He then tweets out playing the fake victim. So then JD Vance responds and says, "I'll ask him about it, Harry, why he did that." Well, Harry Sisson goes on with Don Lemon, and it says Harry Sisson speaks out about how he felt to get pooped on by the president in an AI meme.
Story saying like, oh, there's Harry getting, oh my God, there's Harry getting pooped on by the president of the United States. It's just not a sentence, number one, I imagine you ever thought you'd say, or a sentence I ever thought I'd hear. So it's been really crazy to watch all of this unfold.
Yeah. What do you think about, how do you feel about that? It's not, look, I know that you're got to, yeah.
So what's weird about this is that these people think that President Trump is like sitting around making these memes. Like that's how their mind works. And it's like Trump just reposted a meme that somebody else made, and it's awesome. Okay. And so in their mind, like Trump actually was like sitting there developing, and he's like, oh, we got to get Harry Sisson in on this. That they think that that's how they think. Their minds are so broken, dude. And again, they think way too much of themselves because in their mind, President Trump just sitting around thinking about Harry Sisson. But in reality, no, he's here for the memes. He's in it for the memes. That's what he's here for. And they don't have a sense of humor. So they don't understand it because they're miserable people. But we're all just sitting around laughing about it. And hang on, what was this? There was a post I just saw that I got a notification for right here. Okay. Liberals are now furious at MSNBC after President Trump was handed a huge victory. He may deploy the National Guard to Portland, and the activist judge lost. Let's hear this.
Something and then explain why functionally it is the same. This is a stay of Judge Immergut's opinion, and that's why it reached the Ninth Circuit as soon as it did, because this is an emergency motion to essentially pause her order. But as a functional matter, you are absolutely correct. It has the function of overturning her order and thereby allowing the president to send the National Guard back onto the streets of Portland. And Katie, I want to read, if I can, just from a little bit of the beginning of this 93-page opinion. It says, after considering the record, and by the record they mean all the factual evidence at this preliminary stage, we conclude that it is likely that the president lawfully exercised his statutory authority under 10 U.S.C. section 12406. That's the statute we've been referring to as Title 10 when we have conversations about the National Guard deployments, which authorizes the federalization of the National Guard when the president is unable with the regular forces to execute the laws of the United States. And this is the important part. The evidence the president relied on reflects, quote, a colorable assessment of the facts and law within a range of honest judgment. We thus conclude that defendants are likely to succeed on the merits of their appeal, basically saying that when and if a court considers all of the record in this matter,
she is so fucking mad,
is tried, and it gets back to an appellate court through an ordinary process where they have full briefing and full evidence, that they still think Donald Trump is likely to prevail there, because he has the discretion to determine as the president within a range of honest judgment when it is reasonable to deploy the guard.
You and I were talking about last week. When you get into the slippery slope of discretion,
yep.
When you start ruling when a president can do something that he has the power to do, then you start potentially handcuffing a president.
Look how she's so mad. She is so beside herself. She can't handle it, and it's beautiful. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, or hail, Jeremy. It feels so soon since your last stream. You do sleep sometime, don't you? Hail the 199. All hail King Trump, Trump 2028. Mod lives matter. Chat lives matter. Happy Mrs. DeFinger. Look at there. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. I sleep sometimes, for sure. Not as much as I should, but I definitely do sleep sometime. But when I do sleep, I sleep very comfortably knowing that Donald Trump is the president of the United States and the king of the world. I sleep very comfortably under those circumstances. Thank you, John. That is Jeremy bores 95% of his audience with Sydney Sweeney. Ryan Miller says, it's incredible to me that the Democrats have learned nothing since Trump won in a landslide, but let them continue to be in disarray and don't interrupt. Agreed completely. Alex McCarthy says, love the song Dixieland Delight and the band Alabama. Me and you both, brother. Me and you both. Okay, so right here, this story just popped up. A mass shooting averted at Atlanta International. So that's the world's busiest airport.
Breaking right now out of Atlanta, our Fox affiliate reports police have stopped a potential mass shooting at the busiest airport in America. Correspondent Madison Scarpina reports. She's live in Atlanta for us. Madison, what's up?
Hey, John. Yeah, we're getting all this information from Fox 5 Atlanta from sources inside the Atlanta Police Department. But we're learning that a convicted felon was allegedly planning to shoot up the Atlanta airport today, the world's busiest airport, armed with an AR-15. And that suspect reportedly did get inside the airport before police quickly stopped him. So here's a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson right now. And here's what we know. Our affiliate source says that this felon did a FaceTime call with family members, allegedly telling them his plans to shoot up the Atlanta airport. Someone reportedly notified police after that call, who then found the suspect's car outside of the airport. It was blocking traffic, but the suspect was not inside. Police reportedly did end up finding the felon inside of the airport. They grabbed him, took him into custody, and authorities reportedly found that AR-15 while searching his car. Our Fox affiliate is also reporting that they had a camera at the airport all morning. It was very busy, and nobody saw anything. So it seems this whole incident was kept pretty quiet, but we're hoping to learn more from APD very soon. There is a press conference scheduled for about 15 minutes from now, but obviously a lot of questions as to how this supposed convicted felon got his hands on that high-powered semi-automatic rifle. And this, of course, all happening during a government shutdown where airports nationwide are struggling to stay staffed. And if you know anything about the Atlanta airport, you know it's always busy regardless. even without that government shutdown. So back out here live, thankfully authorities reportedly did stop a potential horrific situation. But again, hoping to learn more from APD at the top of night.
That's crazy. I mean, again, Atlanta airport, I didn't know it was the busiest. I knew it was one of the busiest airports in the world, but it's the busiest apparently. That's freaking terrifying.
Next hour, John.
Well, so again, Madison, they apprehended him inside the airport, but the weapon was not in his possession. It was still in the car.
That is what Fox 5 Atlanta's sources are telling them right now. The car was outside of the airport blocking traffic. He was not inside there. Thankfully, they did find the guy inside. But what we know right now is that there was not a gun on him inside of the airport. But as you know, during breaking news, things could change, and hopefully we'll learn more soon.
Well, thank God at the moment he didn't have the gun inside the airport. Madison,
Yes.
thank you. We look forward to the.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
That's crazy, man. Kelly says John freaking Murdoch works for Jeremy. Wouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't I work for John freaking Murdoch? I don't understand. So you think John works for me, so I make him come in here and give me super chats? I don't understand that logic. I think I work for him. Wouldn't that make more sense? Gung Ho Max says we all work for John. Even if he does, who cares? I'm just trying to figure out the logic here. Like, so you think that he works for me, therefore I have him come into my chat and give me money? That I don't think that wouldn't make a lot of sense. However, I do work for him. But that I don't know the logic there. I'm trying to understand that one. Zorro says, I'm thinking we need some more gun laws. That would fix this. Well, and I see, here's the thing is, what I'm trying to understand is, what if they just had a sign on the door that said no guns? Wouldn't that solve the problem? You know what I mean? Am I like right? Because that's what they do in like Chicago, New York, LA. If they just put a sign up, the criminal's going to go, fuck, wanted to come in here and shoot this place up, but there's a sign on the door. So, what is it about idiots that come into my chat? F Trump. I mean, if you want to, I think that's kind of that's kind of gay. But listen, if you want to share your fantasies in our chat, that's your prerogative. I think it's a little weird to share your sexual fantasies in the chat with how much you want to, sleep with Trump. But hey, whatever works for you, man. I mean, you listen, he is a young, vibrant man. So I guess, that works for you. I guess, congratulations.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
There you go, man. So I just think it's weird to share your sexual fantasies in the chat, but you do you, brother. Whatever works for you. John freaking Murdoch says, hey, boss, sorry the secret got out. I'll try to be more low-key in the future. Seriously, we all know I work for Mossad. He's back. What'd he say? Y'all some racist. Me? Hold on, just now I have to prove you wrong, okay? Now I have to prove you wrong, okay? Hang on. Here we go.
Hispanic people, and my numbers with the black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. I don't do quite as well with black women, I must say. I don't know why, but I'm sure that'll work out too. But
one more time for you, buddy, okay? So he can't be racist.
The Hispanic people, and my numbers with the black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. I don't do quite as well with black women, I must say. I don't know why, but I'm sure that'll work out too. But
oh man, Trump is a walking meme. Or hang on. We got another one for you, buddy. Hang on. Yeah, like how can you say Trump is racist?
When we have a protester inside, which isn't even very often, I say, be very gentle. Please don't hurt him. We had a case where we had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So we have an African-American.
That was Donald Trump during a campaign rally in California earlier, giving a shout out to a black audience member he referred to as my African American.
Oh man, it's just so good. It's so good. Okay, the laughing Halford for 20 says, "Hey man, glad you went live. Just wanted to say God bless. Not too good. Depressed again. World's looking black and white. I'll probably send you a DM if that's okay. God bless you and the chat. Yes, sir, brother. Glad you're here, man. All is good, man. Keep your head up. Just play some Battlefield, man. That's all you got to do. Just play some Battlefield." JB username for 20 says, "I just managed to save." I don't even know what his name is. Saucy, his mom from the ICE raid, just in time to continue my research. See, we have great people here. We have really great people here. Thank you, JB username. Grey Ghost says, dude calls himself a QC, Saucy, whatever, which is a Mexican boogeyman. So it's a very short. Boogeyman, shorter than Kata. The bigger I sneezed out is bigger than him. There you have it, right there. Look at that chat. The people in the chat's throwing some love your way, laughing Hafren. So we got your back, brother. We got your back. Eric Heffelfinger says, we're not racist. We don't drive race cars here. Jimmy Ray says, I recently traded my automatic Challenger for a manual, thinking of becoming a racist. Chat's getting inspired now. I respect it. It's pronounced, is it? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that shit, man. I'm going to mess up. The local Rex says, I'm just trying to get that D-Day paycheck. The gayest Marie says, how does a convicted felon have access to a gun? Somebody didn't do their job. Well, again, this is the whole thing that gets confusing, because the convicted felon, and this is where I say, like, all you need is a sign, and the people with the gun won't enter. You put the sign up, and they're like, man, it's going to come in here and shoot everybody, but there's a sign on the door. So therefore, they won't come in. Like, this is what Democrats have taught me, that if you put a sign on the door, Democrats won't, criminals won't enter with the gun. I mean, that seems like a pretty, like, cut and dry issue. I don't know what the problem is. You know what I mean? I talked to, a few people a couple of years ago, and they were super, super racist people. Like, they were super racist. Like, big time racist. And then the NFL put into racism in the end zone. And these guys that I was talking to, they stopped being racist because the NFL put into racism. And these racist people looked at it and they said, I have been delivered. I'm not racist no more. I was like, that simple as that. You just put a sign up and you can end it. Let's see. BRN says, there are things Trump does that I disagree with. Still 100% support him. This is what I voted for. Hottie toddy. Thank you, brother. Becca Nader. Let's see. I'm not racist. My black friend has a color TV. Well, I'm black from the waist down, so T-Mac Gaming says, would you rather watch? You're not even going to get me. You're not even going to get me. Sushi says, the top 3 game consoles go. Man, you guys, this is Tuesday night's main event stuff. But top 3 video game consoles. Super Nintendo number 1. End of discussion. Super Nintendo number 1. Then it like I don't know, man. I want to say the Dreamcast, but I also want to say the Xbox 360 because the 360 era was so great for gaming. PlayStation 2 is a great one. Super Nintendo's number 1. So that's that. But after that, man, it's difficult. But 360 is up there, man. I love the 360 era. Lost Braves fan says, let's see, get Mod Can Man to 1,000 subs on his channel. You know what? I already had that pulled up too. Because you beat me to it though. So we gave Jessica a shout out yesterday. Now we're going to give Cam Man a shout out right here. So look at Cam Man. Cam Man's at 229 subs. Can we get Cam Man to 500? I think we can. If you want some video game streams, I'll sub to Cam Man right there. You have to do the same, chat. Okay? Let's freaking go. Drop the link to Cam Man's channel. Hail to the mods who have been, they're always there on the lookout for us here at Geeks and Gamers, man. So there you go, Lost Braves fan. I was already on it today. Epic Reader says, can't wait to get the 199 IDOT shirt LFG. Thank you. Yes, so you have the CobraCast t-shirt there. You have the IDOT flag shirt, and you have the Geeks and Gamers online original along with the Stars hat. So let's freaking go. I'll sub for some Anna Paulina Luna. Yeah, we like to give shout outs to the mods. They're awesome. Cole Hauser says, I don't know that Jeremy is black from the waist down, but he is one of the good white boys that I admire in a non-gay way, of course. Praise our. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Hail to you, brother. Alice McCarthy says, I hate current day country music. I love classic country music like Alabama, George Strait, George Jones, Willie, Waylon, Johnny Cash, and Alan Jackson. I agree. And look, as super cringy as he is, I love Garth Brooks' early stuff, man. I love No Fences. I love Rope in the Wind. I love those albums. Garth Brooks' early music is fantastic. I just think it's awesome. His first like 3 or 4 albums are just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, like Alan Jackson, George Strait. George Strait's the king of country music. Yeah. I'm like Kenny Chesney. I like early Kenny Chesney stuff too. I mean, a lot of his later stuff actually hasn't been bad either. Brad Paisley's good. Johnny Cash is a legend. David Allan Coe. Vince Gill was awesome. Trace Atkins is good. Gary Allen, I like Gary Allen. Let's see. My favorite rock band. I mean, I had a big run with Aerosmith back in like the 90s when Get a Grip came out. Get a Grip was like Get a Grip is one of my favorite albums. I love that album. And Aerosmith's just been relevant for so many fucking decades, man. I love Aerosmith. I love Metallica, early Metallica. I love Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose is such a crazy son of a bitch. Axl Rose is like the definitive crazy, like mega rock star. So, let's see here. Where are we at? Zorro says Jeremy isn't racist. Many of his subs, I'm not saying that. Not saying that. I ain't gay no more for $1. Eric K says, would you rather spend a romantic weekend with Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, or Rosie O'Donnell? I'm going to bother you guys with this answer. We saw pictures of Hillary Clinton in her 20s and 30s. That's the answer. That's the answer. We saw pictures of Hillary in her 20s and 30s. That's the answer. No doubt. I mean, I might be dead after the weekend because, she'll probably kill me when I tell her I'm a Trump supporter, but, you got to do what you got to do, right? T-Mac over on Streamlabs says, Twitch deserves criticism and other cons likely have similar security issues. This is probably from Daily, but I'll read it here anyway. They hired security firms. The hired security firms should train staff better. It's not unique to Twitch, but it's no excuse. Do California laws limit what security can do while waiting on police? Yeah, so that was probably because I know Geeks Gamers Daily covered that today. But it is like the Twitch situation is kind of gotten out of hand. And so it's a big problem. And irredeemable, Jeremy. Okay, let me give you guys some context here because apparently you guys are not understanding. So let me show you why I said what I said so you can't get mad at me. Okay. Here we go. All right. This is why I said what I said. Okay? There. All right? You can judge me all you want, but I was asked a question, and that is the answer right there. Okay? You don't have to like it, but that's the answer. Okay? Look at people in the chat. Like, wait, I'm so confused right now. Oh, man. That's got to be AI. So Hillary Clinton draws Sydney Sweeney comparisons with 50th wedding anniversary throwback. So there you have it. People, you guys asked the question. There you have it. Laughing Haffron says, thank you guys, boss, at work, putting me in the same job. It's just killing my back instead of rotating me. Plus, looking at the world outside is not a good thing, especially online. Got to chill. Also got to work hard on kickboxing. Well, as I've said, man, this is a bigger discussion that I've had here on the channel about how we all view the world through the social media lens and how, it's not good to view the world like that. We have to take things into perspective. So as I've said, I'll repeat the point I've tried to make before. People look at social media all day long and they think that the world is falling apart and everything is terrible. I'm not saying things aren't like, there are problems for sure, but we are so aware of everything now. Everything was always bad. Just be honest. It just always was. We just have more information now. When I was growing up, there was no social media. There was only a few TV channels. And I'm outside playing G.I. Joes or playing football or basketball or baseball. I don't know what all the world's problems were. I wasn't aware of it. I didn't know what was going on in the next house next door, much less now. We have knowledge of everything going on at all times of the day. And that is a powerful thing for sure, but it's something we have to look at within context. And when you lose that context, it can blur your vision of what's actually going on. And so, just keep that in mind, brother. It's all about context. Polite Rude Guy says, I bought a Trump 2028 bumper sticker. I put it on. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. Let's see. Valiant Renegade says Trump is doing the most important presser of his life right now, and Jeremy isn't covering it. Trump is covering LSU. Nobody gives a shit, all right? LSU hasn't been relevant since Nick Saban was their coach. This is the most relevant LSU has been since Nick Saban left them because Donald Trump is talking about them and hosting them. So when Nick Saban returns, then LSU will be worth talking about. But that's not going to happen. What's up, Valiant? How you doing, brother? Let's see. Don't blame me, Jeremy. It's Dr. Nubia's research. Gray Ghost says, I almost canceled my membership. Good troll. Thank you. Cole Howler says, I'm black. I would tap Hillary too. Joe Burrow forever. I will say Joe Burrow's season at LSU is one of the greatest seasons ever. Absolutely. A.A. Heron on Rumble says, what's up, man? I read your website article on Steven Universe, very gay show, and at the end it says to share your thoughts, but there's no comment section. Will articles have them? 199. Yeah, so as I've said, we're like this is a several phase process. This is just like the first phase. We do want to give people the ability to comment on things for sure. It's just a matter of just the process, getting it worked out. But yeah, so that's why we're putting it. We're trying to get some emphasis on the forums right now and get those to work a little bit better. But yes, multi-phase process on the website. So, but I appreciate you guys checking out the new website because the new website is rocking and rolling. You see right here, we got an article where Elon Musk weighs in on Gary's take on the UK Telegraph Lord of the Rings takedown. So did you guys know Elon responded to Gary? That's right. See that? Elon responded to Gary. See, that's the whole point of geeksgamers.com is to keep everybody caught up on everything going on. So so now we're going to start calling Gary Miles Chong now. So Gary Miles Chong. There you have it. That is pretty cool. That Gary is on Elon's radar, and hopefully Elon will follow him and he'll interact with him even more. And that was written by Jessica. That was written by Jessica right there. So there it is. So the new Geeks and Gamers website, rocking and rolling, baby. Also, did you guys see where Benny Johnson mentioned us? I think we had an article on that. Yeah, right here. So Benny Johnson mentioned us and Gary and Drinker. So I think Jessica did that one too. Jessica's our community writer, so she's crushing it, man. So hail to Jessica right there. Good stuff. All right, next up on the agenda. See where we're at. Give me a minute. You guys are asking me questions about Hillary Clinton. Let's see. Hey, Cam Man gained about 50 subscribers, so he's up to 276. Let's keep pushing right there. He gained about 50 subscribers. That's awesome. Hail to Cam Man. There was so that story about the Atlanta airport starting to get a lot of traction right now. So keep your eyes out on that. Piano Dean, thank you, Piano Dean. Hail to you, brother. Right here. So Judge Janine announces charges for the two teens assaulted the two teens that assaulted ex-Doge staffer Big Balls. So let's listen in to this right here.
Where two young men were brutally assaulted and stomped, highlighting the need for accountability among young offenders in the district. This case underscores the escalating challenges that we face in confronting crime in Washington, D.C. On August 3rd of 2025, at about 2:53 a.m. Sunday morning, at the U Street corridor and 14th Street, which is a very popular hangout, a nightlife area, essentially, Ethan Levine, a 22-year-old, and several of his friends were standing outside a Sunoco gas station. They were approached by a large group of teens, individuals who confronted them and began to assault them. Today, we are announcing that Lawrence Cotton Powell, who is 19 years of age, along with Anthony Taylor, who is 18 years of age, are now charged with assaulting Levine. Cotton Powell was stomping on Levine's head, as you can see in this poster to my left. Levine was able to get up momentarily, but the crowd chased him and got him down again. They continued to attack Levine while he was on the ground, and then proceeded to rob him of his sneakers and his watch. The group then, after the robbery and assault of Ethan Levine, they walked in the direction of where another crime occurred within minutes. You have heard of this crime. Edward Korestein, a 19-year-old Doge person who was working in the administration, was walking a young woman to her car when he was approached in the 1400 block of Swan Street Northwest. Approximately 10 suspects approached him, and as they did, he pushed the young woman into the car. And he was protecting her from the group before he was then attacked by multiple suspects, who then punched him repeatedly, causing significant injuries to him. They got him on the ground, and as they were doing so, they demanded the car from the woman who was inside the car and had already locked the car. They were banging on the car. They were pulling the car door, trying to get the car open, and were telling the woman in the car to hand over the keys. And the woman was, as I said, able to lock the car door, so they were unable to gain entry. And it was fortuitous that someone from the Metropolitan Police Department was on patrol. He happened to pull onto the block, and he witnessed the suspects actually assaulting Korestein, who was on the ground lying next to the car. The juveniles fled, but within a short period of time, two 15-year-olds were arrested, and they were taken into the family court by the Attorney General's office.
This is how dudes think right here. He definitely got laid for saving her. Hell yeah. That's 100% how men think. Like, every man that hears this, first of all, they're like, okay, badass for this dude standing up for the chick. Secondly, we're like, he totally got laid. Hell yeah. That's exactly how we all think too. We're like, hell yeah, brother. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy, man. This is an absolutely crazy situation. I'm glad that Judge Janine is on top of the situation for sure. And definitely, hopefully these people are held accountable to the full extent of the law. No doubt. Then we've got another one right here. So Mike Johnson responds to a reporter asking why President Trump posted a video of him pooping on No Kings protesters. I have not heard this yet, but here we have it.
That the President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people.
The President uses social media to make the point. You can argue he's probably the most effective person who's ever used social media for that. He is using satire to make a point. He is not calling for the murder of his political opponents, and that's what these people are doing. I mean, they're in one of these photos. I think there's a picture of the president hanging in effigy by a noose on one of these, one on the far end. I mean, it's unconscionable. Look, America is built on the idea of free speech. You have the right to protest. Of course, we jealously guard that. I mean, Chip and I are attorneys. We've defended that right in the courts. But what they're doing right now is different. They are trying to incite violence. It's not funny. You don't mock a president who has already had 2 failed assassination attempts on his life. This is not a game. And the idea that communists would be supporting this is unconscionable to us.
The fact that we're here, and every time I hear the media talking about it, I will keep referencing this right here because this is what I think of right here.
Poop again. He called the shit poop.
Oh man, it's so great. Let's see. Piano Dean says, seeing young Hillary is like seeing a younger Amber Heard. Knowing what we know now, all you see is a big pile of shit on the bed. You can quote me if you like. Alan Tanas says, you heard Timcast might be over soon. Sad. You took all of his super chats. If only that were true. Tim will infinitely always have more money than me, but I think we did okay. We've done okay. But no, I'm sure Timcast is going to be just fine. I think Timcast should continue. I think it's a very important show. But hey, by the way, did you guys know? And this is to show you how crazy the YouTube algorithm is. There are nearly so I uploaded a video to Geeks and Gamers last night. How many of you saw it? How many of you got the notification for it? It's the first video I've uploaded in months, okay? But I have a video I uploaded to Geeks and Gamers last night. It's got a whopping 7,000 views in 16 hours. Look at that. 1,000 likes, 3 dislikes. That's an insane ratio. 1,000 likes to 3 dislikes. But nobody saw it. No one saw it. Look at that. Tons of no notifications. So if you are interested, please go over there. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. So yeah, nobody's getting notifications for anything. So yeah, either way, appreciate it. Beardo disliked it 3 times. You make videos? Well, I started. But either way, I appreciate it. I just want to let everybody know I have more videos. I'll probably make more tonight, so we'll see. Reggie says, I will be dislike number 4. Gotta have an even number. I respect that. Tweety Tone says, it's because you didn't do the OG intro with anything Star Wars. All right, where are we at? Cole Howler says, Jeremy, regarding TwitchCon, crazy, but I had your back at MegaCon, brother. Plan on you doing that again this year. I'm actually going to be talking to you about that soon. So, Tim has a channel. I wouldn't know that, but someone stopped doing dailies. Talking about me or him? Didn't he have a new channel? I'm pretty sure Tim has a new channel, like a different channel. I have not watched this video yet, but this is interesting right here. Asmongold goes off on those defending January 6th. Okay, let's hear what Asmon has to say. As we know, I like Asmongold. I disagree with him a lot on things. So let's hear what Asmongold has to say about this.
I don't know why anybody's trying to justify it. It was a bad day, and it would have been better for everybody if it hadn't happened. And also, if you want the absolute proof, if you're a conservative trying to justify January 6th, the fact that we're talking about it today proves that it was a bad idea.
That's not true. We're talking about today because it's all the Democrats have. It's literally all the Democrats have. That's why we're talking about it. No one actually cares about January 6th. No one is actually offended over January 6th. No one is concerned about the next January 6th. January 6th was, I think anybody with common sense could call it a bad day. But in no way, shape, or form is it what the perception of the left and the media have made it out to be. The Summer of Love was 100 times worse than January 6th. Like 100 times worse. Why doesn't the left talk about the Summer of Love? Why doesn't the left talk about burning cities to the ground? Why don't they talk about people that literally died? Why don't they talk about that? On top of that, it's widely known that January 6th was a paid-for event by the left, by agitators. It's also been confirmed that there were agents within there to create more problems.
It obviously looked really bad. It was a massively horrible optics decision. It made everybody that was involved with that group look like retards. And it made it like, basically, if you want to have this argument that, oh, well, we're the party of law and order, and then you have January 6th happen, you look like a fucking idiot. If that hadn't happened, you're...
Again, hang on. Hang on. See if I can find this. It is a meme, but the fact that this meme can be created from January 6th.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the U.S. Capitol building. If you've joined us today for the insurrection, please make sure you pick up a promotional leaflet on the way in, stay inside the safety cordons at all times, and if you get lost, speak to one of our Capitol police officers. They'll be sure to point you in the right direction. And be sure to set aside a little time today to join us for some insurrection activities, including our photography tour, our fancy dress competition, and have a go on our climbing wall. But don't forget those safety ropes. And I've now received the results of our fancy dress competition. The winner today is Jacob Chansley. That's Mr. Jacob Chansley. If you could report to your nearest Capitol Police officer, they'll be sure to give you your prize, a guided tour of the building. And all that's left is...
Man, this is so bad. I can't believe how horrible this situation is. My goodness, this just looks like such a... such a terrible situation where they're defying law enforcement and disrespecting law enforcement. Oh my gosh, how horrible is this? How can we live in a world where this happened?
Me to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the insurrection. Wherever possible, please try to clean up after yourselves. Don't forget to visit the souvenir shop on the way out, and feel free to join us on the outdoor terrace for Nancy Pelosi's Insurrection Soiree. Grab yourself a light refreshment and enjoy the music of our very own fancy dress competition winner.
Yeah, so and that's from Steven Voiceover. He's great. So you guys go give him a follow over on Twitter. He's awesome. But let's get back to Asmund's take right here.
Law and order, and then you have January 6th happen, you look like a fucking idiot. If that hadn't happened, your optics would be way better. It's the same thing.
What are you talking about? Asmund, what are you talking about? Our optics would be better. Donald Trump has ended 8 fucking wars, and they just protested him in a No Kings protest. Optics doesn't matter to the left. They don't care about optics. They don't care about the truth. They don't give a fuck about optics. The reason that January 6th is even a thing is because they need to invent things to follow their nonsensical narrative. It's the same reason that they invent racism, because there's not enough racism out there to justify their claims of racism, so they have to invent racism to justify their claims of racism. They have to invent the idea of an insurrection so that they can call Trump a dictator.
Like with the Epstein case. If the Epstein shit, if they had never pushed that, it would have never been a problem. You wouldn't have people that are talking about it constantly. But he had to bring on, Kash Patel had to run his fucking mouth talking about this nonstop.
I actually agree with this. The Epstein stuff, we're on the same page. Let me back this up a little bit. Somebody said you think this is an old clip? I don't think so, because this is him talking about Dan Clancy right now, and it looks like a recent video. I mean, Yeet just tweeted this out 3 hours ago, so...
You wouldn't have people that are talking about it constantly, but he had to bring on Kash Patel, had to run his fucking mouth talking about this nonstop. Pam Bondi talking about this nonstop. Oh, the files are on my table. Trump saying, Prince Andrew, look at fucking Bill Clinton. This manifested into nothing. It didn't do anything.
Well, I agree with his take on the Epstein stuff. Absolutely. I mean, that is a self-inflicted wound from the administration. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Trump himself, 1,000% agree with that. I don't agree with the nonsense about January 6th. The January 6th stuff is stuff that has been pushed by the left because it's all they have, and it's been blown way out of proportion by the left. That's just a fact of the matter. But the Epstein stuff, that's all on the administration. They get no pass for that. Pam Bondi, Patel, Bongino, and Trump himself, they are all responsible for that. So I agree completely with him on that.
So even if you think that it was justified, you have to understand that it was a strategic misplay.
I agree. I agree with the
I don't know why,
but not the J6 stuff. J6 stuff is nonsense. Again, I like Asman, but this is the thing where Hassan the other day said people are scared to disagree with Asman Gold. No, we're not. We just all hate you, Hassan. Like, nobody is scared to disagree with Asman Gold. Asman Gold generally has really level-headed takes. Sometimes he has stuff that we just widely disagree with, and we disagree with it. Hassan was like, people are just scared to go up against Asman. No, they're not. We all just collectively hate your guts, Hassan. That's essentially, you are the unifying piece to the puzzle, Hassan. So when Asman is criticizing Hassan, then everybody else says, we all agree. Even if we disagree on everything else, we all can unify in our pure hatred of Hassan Piker. So, but either way, all good. That's just, again, so you guys said you thought that might be old. I mean, he just tweeted this out Yeet just tweeted this out about 3 hours ago. So it's pretty relevant clip, I think. Okay, back to this. Where are we at? JPS says, now that's a peaceful protest if I've ever seen one. It's funny, man. Zorro says, I like Asman, but he usually only like halfway correct. He needs to reach the finish line. I think most of the time Asman's pretty spot on. I mean, I guess like 75, 80% of the time I'll probably agree with him, which I think is a pretty good ratio. It's a pretty good ratio. I don't think it's bad. All right, so here's Trump with the LSU team. Breaking: President Trump has just received word that multiple Democrats are showing signs that they will cave to Republicans on the shutdown.
2 years from now. So we put every single thing that we wanted in that bill for 4 years. So we don't need any more votes. All we want to do is have a vote of continuation. And it's the first time in history that a group has not voted for continuation. So they're having a
hard to hear. It's a little low.
The Trump derangement problem. Have you heard about that problem? Because that's the only reason this could be possible. But I think we're doing very well. I think they're going to have no choice but to go along because the country is setting records in every way, and people want it to continue that way. So we're hoping the Democrats become much less deranged and that we will get the vote pretty soon. And I hear they're starting to feel that way too. They're starting to feel like they really have to do what's right for the country, and they will.
Well, this is going to piss off the libs, but President Trump was just personally gifted Trump 47 jerseys from LSU at the White House. Look at there. That's going to make the libs mad. That's good stuff right there. MC Tasman says Freddie Mercury or Axl Rose. Well, in what context? Like, there's no comparison really as to who's the better singer. I mean, Freddie Mercury's the better singer. Freddie Mercury might be the best singer we've ever seen. He may have the best voice we've ever seen. So I mean, Axl Rose was such a phenomenal frontman for the 80s in Guns N' Roses, but he was such a bad leader for them. His ego was out of control. Axl Rose was a nut job back in the day. But yeah, so I guess it's just in the context of what, you're asking, but because it's just so different. They're so wide. They're so wildly different, with what they did. But that's cool right there. So glad that LSU, first time they've been respected since Nick Saban was their head coach. And it'll be the last time they're respected for a long time. So, I guess you can take your wins where you can get them. So, but yeah, I would say like Freddie Mercury arguably has the greatest voice ever in music. It's pretty incredible. But Axl Rose was a phenomenal frontman for Guns N' Roses, but he's just a crazy rock star too. Freddie is great, but not the best. I mean, who's better? Legitimately, like who's better than Freddie Mercury as far as just vocals? Michael Jackson's pretty great too. You're never going to hear me say anything bad about Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson's the single greatest entertainer that's ever lived. But pure vocals, I mean, Michael Jackson is up there for sure. Steve Perry is right up there too. I agree. Steve Perry. I mean, honestly, like, well, hold on just a minute. Like, if you guys want to be honest, and I'm not going to play the whole clip, but I mean, let's be real. If you want to talk about the greatest voice of all time,
Mama just killed a man, put a gun up against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing. But I couldn't pass the opportunity to play it. I couldn't pass the opportunity. Let's see. Alice McCarthy says, I joined your site years ago. Do I join on the new site? Because to join on the site, I got confused due to having UTI the past few days. Now, if you just go over to the forums is where you would sign up right now. And you can just sign in with your old login on the forums. So that's, and Alex, you can shoot me a DM if you need more help on it. So let's see here. Eric K says, William Hung is the GOAT singer. Zoro says, Tom Jones is a fan-freaking-tastic vocalist. And we're up to 1,000 likes. Taylor Swift. Okay, stop with the Taylor Swift nonsense. Okay, stop. Elvis has a great voice. Yeah, Elvis was a fantastic vocalist for sure. Dan Vask is a better singer than Axl. Probably is, honestly. He probably is. I'm not a billionaire. Well, prove it. Send me $100 super chat and we'll know you're not a billionaire at least. Whitney Houston is right up there. Annie Lennox, Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell is awesome. My vote is on JD Advanced. Yeah, Whitney Houston's pretty phenomenal. You know who's really good? I'm not saying she's the greatest ever, but like in her peak, Carrie Underwood could sing. Carrie Underwood is awesome. Did Az outgriff Jeremy yesterday? Az thinks so. I think he did. But he let's see. Let's go to the super chat list. So I think he did. But he had to use me to do it, so I still win. Like, somebody sent a $100 super chat that said, fuck Jeremy to Az. So he still had to use me to do it. So I still win. So we were number 5 in the United States last week. Number 5 most super chatted channel in the entire United States of America. Well done, Snake Pit. All right. Where were we in the world? In the world, we were number 14 in the world. Good job. And then I think daily, was it Friday or Thursday? If it's going to, site's moving slow. Was it Thursday? Where were we? Oh, this worldwide. Come on, site. Friday, maybe? I can't remember. There's Gary, number 5 on Friday. So was it Saturday? Saturday, we were number 2 in the country and number 4 in the world. But then as yesterday, as crushed it. As was number 12 in the world. So there you go. But yeah, he still had to use me to do the grifting. So I still consider it a win. Carrie Underwood has the best eyes of any performer in history. I mean, no, I don't think anybody's going to debate that. Zoro messages, check or did Trouble Me by Tom Jones. Wizard Man says, Whitney Houston or Celine Dion best vocalist. Cole Hesler says, William Shatner, Rocket Man, baby. 14 of what? 15? Well, 14 of like probably 150,000. I don't know how many channels are in that. I don't know, probably hundreds of thousands, probably millions. So, Phil Collins, Michael McDonald. I don't know who Michael McDonald is. I think about the 40-year-old version with Michael McDonald. Pretty damn funny. But with that said, I am going to do another stream tonight. So this was just, I was only planning on going for an hour. We're almost at an hour and a half now. So going to do another stream tonight to catch up on more stuff. Make sure you go over to geeksandgamers.com, check out our merch, or just check out the website in general if you're interested. And right there, got another article that just dropped. YouTuber Kiki says influencers are ruining Disney. I actually sent them this article. So yeah, they already got an article up there. Good job, Alex. Yeah, I was watching this this video popped up, and this girl who's like a massive Disney fan, she's got a huge YouTube following, and she's basically like, Disney is being ruined. Disney sucks. Disney is terrible. And so we got a full article on it right there. So go over there. And yes, Jessica, you guys are, Jonas, the whole crew, Alex, everybody's working their ass off to continue to maintain a ton of content over there. So anyway, thank you all so very much. Really appreciate it. Rainmaker says, I made that music for you, brother. Link below. What do you mean linked below? You probably have to drop it. You probably have to DM me on Twitter or just email me at jeremy@geeksgamers.com and I can get it. Yeah, if that works. I'm looking to see if you followed up or anything like that. So happy Jessica, everyone. That's right. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Go over to geeksandgamers.com. Check out my video. Make sure you got notifications turned on over there. Have a good evening. I'll see you later tonight, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.